Remember that chaotic moment when Ron Artest of the Indiana Pacers stormed into the stands after getting hit by a drink? That infamous brawl had both players and fans throwing punches and scrambling for cover. Or how about when Washington Wizards guard Isaiah Thomas approached a fan who cursed him out from the crowd? And let's not forget the Kyrie Irving bottle incident when a fan hurled a bottle at him as he exited the court after a game. These disturbing events highlight how fan behavior in the NBA has hit alarming lows in recent years, forcing the league to tighten its security and upgrade its code of conduct policies. It's high time we confront this rising tide of disrespect. Let's rewind to Game 2 in Philadelphia. One incident that reignited the conversation. Russell Westbrook of the Washington Wizards had to leave the game with a severe ankle injury in the fourth quarter. But as he was limping off the court, something unacceptable happened. A fan dumped popcorn on him from above the tunnel. Westbrook instantly exploded with rage. The training staff had to physically restrain him as he shouted and pointed toward the stands, clearly furious. It wasn't just a matter of frustration, it was about dignity. Despite a rough shooting night, Westbrook had been hustling with 10 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds. The Sixers were already leading by a wide margin, but the popcorn stunt overshadowed the entire game. Video footage quickly went viral, and the fan responsible was immediately identified and ejected. Nearby spectators even helped pinpoint the culprit to arena security. The message was loud and clear: such behavior won't be tolerated. Philadelphia went on to win 120-95, taking a 2-0 lead in the series. But all anyone could talk about afterward was the incident. Westbrook didn't mince words post-game. He called out the growing trend of fans crossing lines and treating athletes like they're not human. "Say whatever you want," he said, "but don't throw anything at me. That's assault. Plain and simple." His words echoed a truth many players silently endure: constant disrespect from the stands. But Westbrook's case wasn't isolated. Another disturbing moment occurred at Madison Square Garden during Game 2 of the Eastern Conference First Round in 2021. Atlanta Hawks star Trae Young was on the sideline when a fan leaned over rapper 50 Cent, and yes, 50 Cent, and spit in Young's direction. The disgusting act was caught on camera and spread across social media like wildfire, triggering public outrage. MSG authorities responded immediately, banning the fan for life. The Knicks issued a strong public statement confirming the fan was not a season ticket holder and that this behavior was unacceptable. They apologized directly to Trae Young and the Hawks, stating such actions would never be tolerated inside the Garden. The 2020-21 season was still under strict COVID-19 protocols. At a time when spitting could literally risk someone's health, the act went beyond disrespect. It was a violation of pandemic safety rules. Trae Young chose not to press charges, but his father, Ray Young, voiced his frustration on Twitter. "Popcorn thrown at Russ and now my son gets spit on?" he posted. "I can handle chance, but this needs to stop." Even Trae reacted online, retweeting the video and writing, "Damn, crazy." Then came another incident, this time involving Chris Paul and his family. During Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals between the Phoenix Suns and Dallas Mavericks, Paul's loved ones, his mother, Robin, wife, Jada, and their children, were subjected to harassment from a fan in the crowd. ESPN reported that not only were they verbally harassed, but Paul's mother was touched and his wife was pushed, all in front of their children. The timing made it worse. It was Mother's Day. What should have been a joyful day turned sour. Paul took to Twitter shortly after the Mavericks tied the series 2-2, writing, "They fine us for talking to fans, but fans can touch our families?" His tweet shined a spotlight on a growing issue. Players' families are not safe either. Witnesses say Jada was followed as she left her seat, making the experience even more disturbing. The Mavericks responded swiftly, issuing a statement denouncing the fans' behavior and confirming the person was removed immediately. Their message: harassment of any kind has zero place in the NBA. These incidents aren't just random. They're symptoms of a deeper issue: growing entitlement and aggression from fans who forget athletes are humans first. The NBA is working harder than ever to ensure safety in stadiums, but clearly more needs to be done. Whether it's popcorn, spit, or physical harassment, disrespect has no place in the game. It's not just about protecting players, it's about setting a standard for what kind of behavior we accept in sports. And maybe, just maybe, it's time fans remember, passion is great. But crossing the line? That's just plain wrong. In the middle of the game, things took a deeply personal turn for Chris Paul. With just 8 minutes and 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Paul fouled out, finishing with only 5 points after playing 23 minutes. Frustrated and unable to rejoin the game, Paul shifted his attention to a troubling issue off the court: his family. According to a source, Paul was seen talking to nearby security, expressing serious concern over his family's safety during an unsettling incident in the stands. His family reportedly felt extremely uncomfortable and unsafe, adding emotional strain to the already intense match. But if you thought that was intense, wait until you hear what happened to Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving. During an electric playoff matchup between the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics, Kyrie Irving delivered an outstanding performance, dropping 39 points and grabbing 11 rebounds, leading the Nets to a crucial Game 4 win. This victory not only gave Brooklyn a 3-1 series lead, but also brought them just one win away from advancing, all in front of the first full-capacity crowd at TD Garden since the pandemic began. However, what should have been a night of celebration took an ugly turn. As Irving was leaving the court, a bottle was hurled from the stands, narrowly missing him. Shocked, Irving and teammate Tyler Johnson turned to the crowd and pointed out the act, clearly shaken by the aggression. Security responded swiftly, identifying the suspect, a man wearing a Kevin Garnett jersey. Police quickly detained 21-year-old Cole Buckley from Braintree, Massachusetts. He was arrested on the spot and now faces charges of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. The TD Garden has permanently banned him from the arena. This disturbing event was just one in a growing list of incidents where fans crossed the line, particularly as crowds returned in full force post-COVID restrictions. The energy was meant to uplift the sport, but for some, it turned toxic. Boston's packed crowd of over 17,000 had Kyrie in their sights all night. Many still resented him for his departure from the Celtics, especially after he had publicly promised to stay before later backing out of his contract. Every time he touched the ball, the crowd erupted with boos and relentless heckling. But for Irving, the bottle incident symbolized more than just a moment of aggression. After the game, he addressed the media, saying that banning fans wasn't enough. He called attention to a deeper issue: racism and the dehumanization of athletes, comparing it to being treated like animals in a zoo. His words sparked a larger conversation about respect, race, and the fan-athlete boundary. Interestingly, just a night before, the same venue had hosted a Boston Bruins NHL playoff game with a similarly energetic crowd, but without any such incidents. The hope was that fans would return to cheer with passion, not hostility. Unfortunately, that line was crossed. Now, if you think that was wild, get ready, because the next case is legendary. Ever heard of the Malice at the Palace? One of the most chaotic and unforgettable moments in NBA history took place on November 19, 2004. What started as a heated game between the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons spiraled into a full-on brawl between players and fans alike. It wasn't just a scuffle. It was an all-out war, one that would stain reputations and change the league forever. The chaos began when Pistons center Ben Wallace went up for a layup and was fouled hard from behind by Pacers forward Ron Artest. Wallace, furious, shoved Artest forcefully, triggering a fight between the two teams right on the court. Though officials and players initially managed to separate the sides and restore some order, tensions still simmered. Ron Artest tried to calm himself by lying down on the scorer's table. During a heated game, chaos erupted when a fan named John Green hurled a drink from several rows up, hitting a player dead on. That reckless moment was like striking a match. The player instantly leapt from the scorer's table and stormed into the crowd, setting off a wild chain reaction. Other players, fans, and security quickly got involved in the escalating brawl. Without hesitation, the player charged toward the stands and grabbed a fan named Michael Ryan, mistakenly believing he was the one who threw the drink. Things spiraled out of control fast. His Pacers teammates jumped into the crowd to support him. Drinks flew, fists were thrown, and the mayhem spilled from the stands down onto the court. Both fans and players from both teams got entangled in the chaos, and the game was ultimately called off. Police swarmed the arena to restore order and ensure the Pacers could exit safely. The aftermath was brutal. The NBA handed out severe suspensions to 9 players, including Ron Artest and Ben Wallace, adding up to a staggering 146 total games, costing them nearly $1 million in lost salary. 5 players faced assault charges, earning them a year of probation and community service. But it wasn't just the players who faced consequences. 5 fans were also charged with assault and received lifetime bans from Pistons games. The incident was both shocking and disappointing, but not quite as jaw-dropping as what happened to LeBron James. LeBron James is a polarizing figure. You either admire him or root against him. But one thing's certain, his legendary skills stir intense emotions in fans, and some have crossed serious lines. In one memorable incident during a tense game against the Boston Celtics, a fan hurled an entire beer cup at LeBron. Instead of reacting, LeBron stayed composed, but the incident marked a turning point for the league, highlighting how exposed players were during games. It triggered tighter NBA security protocols to protect players on the court. Then there was the now infamous "shut up and dribble" comment by a TV host, criticizing LeBron for speaking out on political issues. Though not a courtside moment, it unleashed a wave of fans echoing the insult. But LeBron refused to stay silent. He doubled down, using his voice even more. While that earned him more critics, it also turned him into a symbol of strength and activism for countless supporters. In Toronto, fans even nicknamed the city LeBronto because of how badly he dominated the Raptors in the playoffs. After another crushing win, one fan got too close during his celebration, prompting security to intervene. It wasn't aggressive, but it showed just how intense things could get around LeBron when he humiliated the home team. Fast forward to 2021. Now with the Lakers, LeBron had another incident, this time in Atlanta. A woman, later nicknamed Courtside Karen, began screaming at him from her front row seat after he exchanged words with her husband. She made a scene, gesturing and yelling, and was eventually ejected. LeBron later joked about it online. But not all encounters were so lighthearted. Later that year in Indiana, 2 fans reportedly made deeply offensive remarks about LeBron's family, even mentioning his children. That's where he drew the line. He stopped the game, pointed them out, and had them removed. LeBron later said that while he respects passionate fans, talking about family is crossing a boundary.